I want to hear you talk about why Koreans love being Christian, and then especially Presbyterian.
Wow, it's JY. So JY's question, for those of you who didn't hear it, is about my use of Presbyterian characters and also the fact that personally I am a Presbyterian, and it's true. My grandfather's a Presbyterian minister. He was a headmaster for an orphanage school in Busan, and he taught orphans who were repatriated from Japan who had lost their parents from Hiroshima and Nagasaki. These were Korean boys who were sent from Japan and went to Busan, and my grandfather was the minister. So in my experience, my knowledge of missionaries is not just of the vantage point of a person of color being angry at those who want to colonize the savages. Like, that is a point of view that's absolutely true sometimes. There's a lot of evidence for this. In my experience, I've also seen missionaries do something really radical, which is to teach women how to read. The education of Korean women would not have happened without the introduction of Western missionaries. And I think about that as a very important value. I also think it's important to recognize that Christians have had a very important civil rights aspect in Korea. Almost all of the major protests that were conducted in the history of Korea were started by ministers. So before we start to think of Christians as being jerks, and some Christians are absolutely jerks. I know, I'm a Christian. So I talk about that. And I write because the money's so good. No. I write because I want to. I have these questions. And I have a lot of questions about God. God vexes me. Like, I don't understand God a lot of times. That said, I believe God. I believe in the existence of God. And for all of us who've made the decision that God does not exist, again, we know, all of us who are enlightened, there are people who are far smarter than me in this room about this issue. You have to make a decision. And for me, I've made a decision that there is a God. However, I'm confused. And sometimes through drama, I get to figure out some of my questions. And the Bible is a work that is very important to me as a source material, so I write about that. And we have to discuss Christianity in American Hagwon. It will appear, because one of the strangest things about going to all these Hagwons is that if you go to most Hagwons, they're very Christian-focused. Like, on the walls, you'll see all these Bible verses everywhere. It doesn't mean that they're Christian, just that there are Christian influences. Thank you, JY.